take care of what you had to do.
Everything's in place. How about you?
It shouldn't be much longer.
Are you safe?
Probably safer than you. Mike, if this doesn't work...
Goodbye, Mina. Mind if I sit here?
Go ahead. It'll save me from having to call in the squad. All done running?
Never was.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it, I'm here to bring you in. Glad you're not making a fuss about this.
I called you, remember?
So, here we are, Agent Thornton.
Guess you can go home again.
If by home you mean prison. Mr. Westridge first spoke to you in this room, didn't he?
Interrogated, actually. It was a really dull conversation.
When he asked you why you volunteered for Alpha Protocol, do you remember what you told him?
I told him I was in for the excitement. I guess I'm an adrenaline junkie. And the women, of course.
I'm not sure we need a cowboy.
You need someone, or I wouldn't be here.
Was it all you expected, Mike? Looking back, the thrills, the women, the intrigue, was it all worth it? Or did your expectations not match the reality? You'll have to excuse me, but I asked for this next part to be recorded for posterity. I wanted to make sure it's captured perfectly.
It was worth it. I'm gonna see this mission through, Leyland. Henry. I'm gonna see you arrested for those people you killed and see that Halbeck answers for its crimes.
Really?
Count on it.
All right, Thornton. I think you misunderstand me. You see, I'm not here to gloat. I'm here to offer you a deal.
I'm not giving up the film footage, see?
I don't care, Mike. That's a separate appointment in my calendar. Right now, we're discussing you and Halbeck.
What are you talking about?
If you stay here, it isn't going to turn out well for you. The best you could have hoped for was to be captured by Alpha Protocol. Then they can erase you, quietly. To me, that seems like a waste of talent.
Really?
Really? Do you know why I used you in the first place?
I'm all ears.
Because I recognize an asset when I see it. That is the reason Halbeck is where it is today, and why our numbers are so high. It's also why Mr. Marburg chose to work for me. It's because I recognize value, and I reward loyalty.
You're offering me a job.
Mike, you already work for me. I'd just like to make it official. We have an excellent insurance package.
What makes you think I'd even consider that?
Because you can't go back. Those Marines you killed in Moscow, no American agent gets away with that in the end. You're not pretending to be a rogue agent anymore. You are one. They'll execute you. Me, I have a different perspective on the situation. I know what you did needed to be done to achieve results. It's a rare quality to find someone willing to think outside the box.
I still haven't heard your terms yet. And it sounds like you've made this offer before.
This was the same talk Marburg and I had a long time ago, although I didn't know his agency connection when I hired him. You're a special case. I was able to recruit right from the source. So, a few things. One, you're going to be executed at worst, or at best, spend life in a CIA prison in Eastern Europe. Two, this will be the last conversation you will have with another human being. And three, it really wasn't my fault that this whole situation happened, but I think you already recognize that.
I'm listening.
Mike, your government needed my contracts. They hired me to build this place, and worst of all, they created you.
Worst of all?
Yes, because when they create programs like this, there's no accountability. And when people never have to answer for the things they do...
Sometimes actions need to be taken without the red tape. It's necessary.
No, it's not. You're sitting in a cell because of it. Your life over. Because of something they did they'll never have to answer for. I can fix that. We can fix that.
How?
Make them accountable. I don't need Alpha Protocol anymore. It's going to be shut down, sanitized. But if selected footage reached the world about its presence, well, that might be the best for all parties.
What? So you can make new hostilities, drive up sales?
My role in this is already protected. You got my missiles back. Shahid is dead, and all your operations in Taipei, Moscow, Rome, it didn't change anything. I can give you freedom, a new lease on life, even a villa of your choosing anywhere in the world. All I need is your cooperation. So, is it a deal or not? A future or no future at all?
So I say yes. Now what happens?
Any moment, soldiers are going to come through that door and take you back to the medical bay you started this whole business in. Me, they could care less about, as long as I'm still around to negotiate with senators and forget I ever saw anything here.
So all I need to do is escape. And then... what?
You have friends as well as enemies. One will contact you soon enough, I imagine. You're resourceful that way. You won't have much time until they sanitize this facility and destroy all the existing records. You'll need to get that data, and I doubt the staff will allow you to reach it.
So you want me to expose this place?
Yes, I have a vested interest in seeing this program be dragged out into the light.
All right.
There is one other thing. Miss Tang, Mina, the one who helped you, I'm afraid she'll have to be killed.
She's here?
Yes, we were able to intercept her before she left. She put up quite a fight, but unfortunately she was captured. So now that needs to be corrected. I'm asking you to do it.
Why?
If you need a reason, speak to her. You'll understand why after the conversation.
I doubt it.
We'll see. Are you ready, Mike? The grand finale's about to begin. Once the soldiers come through that door, it's going to be you against the world.
You know, I don't like you much.
This, Mike, is business, and I really don't care. For the record, I think you're a pain in the ass, but I prefer to see results and not let emotions bleed into it.
Let's get this started then.
I almost feel sorry for them.
Don't. I'll make it quick.
Agent Thornton, allowing yourself to be captured, making us go through the effort of bringing you here. Well done.
It was the only way to find this place quickly, and I knew you were looking for me. It seemed time to kill two birds with one stone, pardon the metaphor.
Indeed. Well, as I said, well done. Well, I confess I'm disappointed things ended like this. I was hoping to convince you to work for us. If not Halbach, then the VCI. But that would depend on you.
Not a chance.
The offer is out of the question, then? Goodbye, Agent Thornton. Perhaps we'll see each other again soon.
Doc will be along in just a bit to administer your meds. Nice knowing you, Thornton.
Michael, darling. I was wondering why you were tied up, although I had not expected the reason to be so literal.
Z, good to see you. You'll have to excuse me if I don't get up.
Oh, you will rise to the occasion, Michael, I am sure. It is good you have time to rest with all this trouble going on. This bed, this is how you woke up here, yeah?
The restraints were a little weaker the first time, and I'm not doped up.
The restraints? Are they too tight?
Enough with the small talk. Why are you here, Z?
I am here because I never got the chance to tell you my feelings. And now you have no choice but to listen.
Great.
Why, Michael, I never thanked you. Humiliating Conrad like that. A girl dreams of such things happening to her boss.
Good. If you want to thank me, then let me go.
Not quite yet, I think. Michael, I have a confession to make. Ever since we met, I have had a certain fondness for you. You are so eager.
Okay.
It is a shame to see such a fine specimen restrained like this. I am tempted to set you free.
And why the hell would you do that? Out of the goodness of your heart?
I do not like Marburg, and he has paid me already. I am free to leave, but you are not. Oh, it is not fair. So, I will let you go in a moment.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Relax, darling, but not too much. Oh, and I thought I might have to work harder.
You would if I wasn't tied down.
Shh. Good. Now, no more talking.
Okay. Holy. Now, can you let me go?
Michael, I unlocked your wrists 5 minutes ago. You were too busy holding onto your bed to notice. I am flattered. I have done what I must do. Now, you must go do what you must do.
Maybe there's something to be said for experience. Wonder if the camera was recording.
What the hell is going on in there?
You look naked without your weapons. They are in the locker nearby. Get dressed, and let us start the killing. Much better. Now, you must get to the Global Monitoring Center and get access to the system and all its secrets.
You did not just do that in my medical bay. Bet it smells like cat piss and tuna in there. You're not getting far. I'll be watching you.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Damn, which one?
Last chance, guys. Back up your files.
Agent? Or is it just Mike Thornton now, with the rank stripped away? Never understood why we had titles anyway. Meaningless. I don't understand why you wanted to speak to me. You think I can help you? You're wrong.
We'll see. I think you'll want to hear what I have to say. Parker, the plan you arranged with Halbeck, it's not gonna work.
Really? Doubtful. I thought there was a chance you might return. You are resourceful, even for a rogue agent.
Well, I have you all to thank for being rogue, don't I? I thought it would just be a cover, but you made it real.
If you blame me for this, then you're in error. Miss Tang is to blame.
You're saying Mina gave me up, and she ordered the missile strike?
The first was done by her, yes. The second was the result of orders we received. She was not responsible for that. I would have preferred you return here, where you could be monitored. As you can see, letting you run around is dangerous. And, well, despite your flaws, you are a valuable resource.
I don't believe Mina would give me up.
I don't care what you believe, but I have no reason to lie to you. Now, what do you want? There's little I can do for you, so make it quick.
You're betraying your own country, Parker. Whatever you think you're doing, it's wrong.
No, my country has authorized this, Mike, although no one will ever know. If you think to appeal to my patriotism by defining it as betrayal, Halbeck's interests had to be protected because it's our national interests.
So that makes Leyland in charge now of an entire branch of a U.S. agency?
No, we were ordered to assist him in recovering his missiles, in assassinating Shahid, and then killing you. He was given access to the facility and our resources.
But why?
Why did we cooperate? There's no reason to ask why.
You can't tell me that you didn't suspect something was wrong.
Nothing was wrong, Thornton. As I said, Halbeck had proper authorization. They asked permission, and they got it.
And Westridge didn't object?
No, because like me, he follows orders. We were asked to get an agent to do Leyland's job and to contract me for my services.
Services? What services?
I was asked to isolate events in the world and create triggers. While many of these triggers would benefit Halbeck, a great deal would benefit the United States. China grows more powerful by the day. They are Halbeck customers as well. And if they are reliant on Halbeck technology, they are reliant on us. Even better, if they can be lured into action in Taiwan, well, then it buys us time to build strength.
Moscow? Rome?
Rome was a reminder to the rest of Europe. Moscow, a necessary distribution center.
And the people on the airliner in the Middle East?
Those deaths, they are nothing compared to the death toll that would follow if these steps were not taken.
You're responsible for everything. You gave them the plan for all of this. Sung, the museum in Rome, that airliner.
I wouldn't expect you to understand, Thornton. But yes, the government asked me to design scenarios to promote America's position in the world, and to strengthen Halbeck as well. It was the most interesting assignment I've had in years. To use my analytical skills for something besides system maintenance or compiling budget reports for a project of my own. So yes, I accepted the assignment, and I did what I do best. Analyze.
Provided you had all the information.
I did have all the information.
No. No, you didn't. What you said about Moscow, that distribution center is shut down, and I found the real source there. Surkov's now working for me. He has all the evidence I need to bring this place down. Taipei, the op you had there, where I ran into Omen, he's still alive, and he didn't appreciate being used any more than I did. He'll be pitching in too, along with the rest of China.
I know you well enough, Agent. I assume you have proof of this.
You're a logical guy, Parker. With what I told you, how do you think this is going to play out? Your mistake's not going to look good on a field report, or the nightly news. But it doesn't have to be your mistake.
I take it you have a plan.
Yeah, you've been drafted, so you better start making yourself useful right now.
Let's move it!
I hear you, Z.
I could use your help. Can you come meet me? Yeah, it will need to be quick, I'm afraid.
Looks like they're flooding the place.
Then get to high ground, Michael. I am sure the rats will follow. Without you, darling. Do not be much longer. There are more men here than I think I can handle at once.
You made it out, I see. Resourceful. But before you get to the server room, there's one last loose end. Miss Tang. She'll need to be dealt with. If we let her live, shutting down Alpha Protocol won't matter. We'll soon have other problems.
Die, Michael, and I came all this way to help you.
I hope I can count on you, Thornton. Leyland out.
heard they'd taken you into custody. After everything that happened, I didn't think they'd let you go.
They didn't.
You escaped? Mike, what's wrong? You sound different.
Who are you actually working for? Judging from the fact you're locked in this room, it's not Alpha Protocol.
No, it's not. Infiltrating this place, using the personnel here, that was my assignment. For every program like Alpha Protocol that tries to stay off the radar, an agency like mine is ordered to find them and watch them. Sometimes we succeed.
Why did you bring me into it? Just curious.
Westridge, Parker, Darcy, none of them could have been turned. You were new. I had a chance, but I couldn't tell you everything.
You're wrong. But at this point, it doesn't matter. I need to erase all evidence I was here, and that means tying up all the loose ends.
Mike, please don't. I can explain.
I don't care. I've had to listen to you all this time, and now I want you to be quiet. Tell Leyland the Mina situation has been handled.
Finally you show up. Help me with the cleaning. Michael... Do not be afraid. Go on in. I'll cover the door so that you are not interrupted.
Not getting far. I'll be watching you.
Hurry and set those charges.
He's wiping the data banks. Stop him before he destroys the evidence, or we'll have nothing.
Keep them off of me. I need to concentrate. In minutes, all records of this facility will be destroyed.
Oh, you're here somewhere.
Surface. Make sure you get cover.
Great. Running out of staff. Darcy, get your men ready.
On it. Mikey won't get by me.
So we will not be flying out of here then. I am growing to hate those Halbeck missiles.
You and me both. Heading for the wreckage. There might be survivors.
Hey, Mikey. Good to see you. Glad you made it out here to our live fire range. No more practice runs for you. This is the real deal. Keep him busy. I'll be back in a second. The only way out is through here. Come on now.
I heard the sound of people dying.
All done here. Just getting rid of some staff.
I asked for more weapons and ammo on the chopper. The one that has the missile accident. Get to it, see what you can recover.
Hurry if you can. Mr. Westridge is already making his preparations to leave.
Did you reach the crash site, Michael? Ah, then I will call you back later after you have killed it.
Just pointed my squad to your location.
Oh, Michael, my little radar has gone ping, ping, ping. Have you called for a boat to come to the island?
Must be Westridge's ride. Who's in charge here?
I suggest you intercept it, and your boss. The topside buildings here are all entrances to an underground facility. The structure ahead is the entrance to the boat pens.
Thornton, right below you is the facility dry dock. It seems our Mr. Westridge is flooding the tunnels and planning to escape by boat.
Well, we can't have that, can we? At least not without saying goodbye.
Deal with him, and then we're going to take the boat ourselves.
Sounds like a plan. I'm on it.
Will you, darling? You must trust me.
Nice job, Mike. But I can't let you leave with that data. Give up now, and we'll go easy on you.
Fuck off, Westridge. Just make sure you don't run away before we get to chat.
Take him out.
Michael, the transport is coming in, and the bays, they're filling up. Can you hurry and kill your friend, please?
Looks like Westridge is holed up in his control room. He's got men swarming the area.
Remove the pests and then go in after your boss. Without his men, I think he will be more direct with you. As for the incoming vessel, let me handle that.
Water flowing. It shouldn't be long until we can launch the boat. Found you. Agent, are you okay? Talk to me! We're up to quarter capacity. It's not too late to surrender. There you are. Get her out, Mike. That's gonna leave a scar. Fire in the hole! This isn't how it's supposed to end.
Not a chance. Now that I've got your attention.
If you're gonna kill me, then do it.
That's for betraying my country. Now to catch my ride out of here. I don't want to miss the breaking news.
Agent Thornton, I see you have the evidence.
It took some doing, but here you go. Keep it safe. Or not, depending on how you want to use it.
I'm still debating that part. I think it'll depend on what happens in the next few hours. If there's nothing else, shall we?
Here's the thing, Leyland. I don't really need you anymore.
Oh? And how do you figure that?
I traveled all over the world to stop you. You think I didn't make a network of my own? I have Surkov in Moscow. I've got one of the highest ranking officers of the Chinese secret police on my side. Stephen Heck. G-22. Z. Then there's Parker. I think I could use his little talent to really stir things up. So, I don't need you anymore. I can make my own Halbeck. Then I can make the world any way I want.
I see. So, you're going to kill me then?
Yeah. I think I'm enjoying being a free agent. But I need you out of the picture. For peace of mind.
Indeed. Not really surprising, but... well, you did already give me the evidence.
I did? I thought I gave you one of my minds.
What?
Terrible last words. See you, Leyland. You taught me a lot. And trust me, I'm gonna put it to good use. Can't say I'll be sad to leave this place. Although knowing where here is would be nice. Guess there's not much else to do except head out and see what happens. Story of my life. No sense changing it now. Then again, maybe losing myself for a while might not be so bad. Now the only challenge is to keep from getting bored. At least now I've got time to figure it out, and maybe change a few things about the world while I'm at it.
Along with the indictments against Halbech, several prominent Muscovite politicians and business leaders have been arrested in connection with the scandal. Mideast peace talks were further set back when the Altair insurgent group attacked a convoy of U.S. diplomats in Saudi Arabia. This attack was just the latest in a period of escalating violence in the region, which began when Al-Samad collapsed last month. Since the disappearance of Ali Shahid, the Al-Samad terror network has disintegrated, with chief lieutenants forming their own breakaway sects in their attempts to establish dominance. This fragmentation of the Al-Samad network has coincided with a dramatic drop in arms trafficking in the region, an event which has Pentagon officials relieved. According to one source, had the attackers been armed with more sophisticated weaponry than Cold War-era RPGs and assault rifles, the attack on the American convoy might have been much more severe. Luckily, Secret Service agents were able to repel the attack with minimal casualties. None of the Senate delegation to the Mideast Unity Conference were harmed, but 2 Secret Service agents were killed in the line of duty. Our thoughts here at INN are with them and their families. On the 1-month anniversary of the Roman Museum bombing, thousands turned up for a candlelight vigil in memory of the fallen. Leading the crowd was Madison St. James, an American woman who very nearly died in the attack. Miss St. James has become a striking political figure in the previous weeks, having spoken at the EU headquarters in Strasbourg, the U.S. Senate, and the Mideast Unity Conference in Riyadh. She has called for reforms in anti-terror legislation, citing sweeping human rights violations that are ultimately ineffectual at combating terrorism. Uncertainty still grips Taiwan in the wake of the deadly riots at last month's political rally. With the death toll standing at over 300, concerns have been raised that President Ronald Sung's pro-independence government has become too aggressive. President Sung survived an assassination attempt during the rally, which many critics are calling an attempt to incite a war between Taiwan and mainland China. President Sung has refused to back down in the wake of the attempt on his life, and in a speech made earlier this week declared that his life meant nothing compared to Taiwanese independence. Taiwanese authorities announced the execution of attempted assassin Wen Shu today. Investigators have uncovered no motive for the assassination attempt. A copy of Catcher in the Rye, a novel famously associated with conspiracy theories and secret American brainwashing programs, was found in his apartment, leading to internet speculation that Wen Shu was an American sleeper agent planted to assassinate Sung and touch off a war with China. U.S. government sources have declined comment.